We're off on our travels, so we're going to try and get all of these board games into our luggage.
Wish us luck. Hi, I'm Libby, this is Julian, and together we are Box Meeples, and we are off on our honeymoon imminently, and we've been trying to work out what games we wanted to take. Obviously there's some two-player ones in there, and somehow we've narrowed it down to this entire table's worth.
Yeah.
We've done well.
Yeah, it's at least we put it down from stuff that's on our shelves, so we've managed to reduce it down. But this might seem like a ridiculous endeavour, but we have a system, we have a plan.
Yeah, we're going to try and sort of game in a game in a game, game inception, in order to be able to sort of condense down and take as much of this as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Leave some of the empty boxes, shove stuff into one. Hopefully not take the big boxes. So yeah, how are we going to do this?
Right, well...
And these aren't the only games we're taking either, are they?
No. So, obviously, if we could, we would take some big boxes with us. We can't do that. For a number of reasons.
I think this is ambitious enough.
Well, for a number of reasons, we can't take our favourite games with us because there's lots of pieces. We don't want to go away and lose the pieces. And obviously, we can't just fill suitcases with games. So we have gone down the digital route.
Flip-flops do take up a lot of room.
A lot of flip-flops. So I've downloaded the app versions of Raiders of the North Sea, Pandemic, Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Castles of Burgundy, Root, Takenoko, Tokaido, Viticulture, Terraforming Mars, Twilight Struggle, Dune Imperium, Hostage Negotiator, Through the Ages, Splendor, Maricaibo, Railroad Inc., Lords of Waterdeep, Colt Express, Terra Mystica, and Love Letter.
I mean, that seems enough to keep us going, but I mean, you don't always want to be on the tablet.
No.
Sometimes, like if you're going to a sunnier climate, the glare of it, or just handing a screen, like we're away on holiday, we don't want to be looking at screens the whole
It'd be
time.
nice to, and I like the physicality of our playlist. We don't want to see the screen.
Yeah. I mean, Ashes Reborn, let's start here. So
Yes.
I got this one relatively recently at Aircon from a bring and buy. It's one that has been on my list for quite a while, but hadn't actually been in stock. So I hadn't, I'd been tempted to press go, but just wasn't able to a few times, and then did see it in the bring and buy, and it came with a few of the expansions and the deck boxes that go with that. Now, having not explored this game yet, we don't really need to take all of those, but these boxes are actually super handy. So in here I have basically selected 3 characters and the dice that they need to go along with it, and so it does actually condense quite well. I think you've got some sort of damage tokens that go in there. Each of the characters has a deck like this, all pre-done. These are the pre-suggested ones that come in the rule book, so just like a starter version. I thought we'd take 3 characters rather than 2, because if we have an affinity to one and not the other, then this third one will give us a bit of flexibility in some different games. And then each character also has 10 dice. So I've taken multiples of the same types if they have the same kind of dice, just in case we want to play those opposing characters. So yeah, 3 of these and 10 dice each. So it's not that much space in here.
Gone.
So that box does not need to come with us at all. No. And in here I've also managed to fit in a few expansion bits and bobs from and the dinosaurs from Draftosaurus. Now, if you know how to play Draftosaurus, you'll know that it has got the board, it's got the summer winter board, which is that size. Now, that size is obviously not fitting into this little divvy box, so we have had to push that out into another box.
We have.
Which it would fit in to not, which I didn't like to split games particularly, but this just happened to be the most convenient way of doing it, we thought. So
pieces for Draftosaurus are in here.
Yeah.
And the boards for Draftosaurus are actually in here. So this is our version of Patchwork.
We had the Valentine one, which is obviously super appropriate for honeymoon.
It's ideal for honeymoon. So in here we have Patchwork, we have the boards for Draftosaurus. And to be even more efficient,
Yeah.
we have also got Tokaido Duo.
Yeah.
So, because let's face it, these boxes are pretty similar sized, and this is a pretty empty box. Not a lot of
And
stuff.
it's also a very white box,
Yeah, I don't
which
think-
does make me panic slightly when sort of taking it away or doing anything. Anything that might happen to that box on a travel is going to be very noticeable.
Yes. So,
Whereas that one has a sort of naturally rugged look. So
Right.
hopefully nothing will happen, but just in case.
so that's
just in
how
case.
we've packed Patchwork, Valentine, Draftosaurus, and Tokaido Duo into this box. So,
Yeah. So this box
you're beginning to see how
is
this is going to
coming.
work, aren't
Yeah.
you? This is
Yeah.
how we do stuff. So, other card games we are going to take. We're going to take some Lorcana.
Mhm.
Now, you'd see I've
Of
recently picked this up. Literally just come out, and we are very lucky to pick it up. So this is the campaign. This is the co-op mode, and with this box comes the cards you need for that, and 2 starter decks. So immediately, with just this, we can play Lorcana competitively and cooperatively.
Mhm.
But this box is silly because there's a lot of empty space in this box. So let's not take this.
No, I mean that's quite a big box for that, and we do also have the trove, which we could have put those things in, and we do also have the starter decks for this.
Yes. So we've got two additional starter decks for Ursa's Return.
Yeah, and the packs that would have come in the trove.
Yes.
Which we could have fit in this, as I said. However,
Slight problem. Ursa's Return has got bigger cards that are going to fit now.
Yes.
So,
it does.
what did we do?
Well, we thought we would use the other Ashes deck box that we had, because it seemed such a useful size previously when we were putting in all of the Ashes Rise of Phoenixborn in there, that we thought that we would put all of Lorcana in there, and then there was a bit of space. There was some space.
What other deck building games do we like?
We put in Star Wars, the deck building game. So everything of Ursula's Return that we have is in here. We haven't brought our previous Floodborn or any of our other pre-built decks. We just thought we'd have fun with all of this series, and we have enough cards to be able to sort of faff about and make decks whilst we're away, and it will give us something to sort of get our teeth into whilst we're there. But yeah, so all of Lorcana and all of that has fitted into this little box, so that's pretty cool.
Okie dokie. We all know how much I like Boop.
Yeah.
I've gone for Boop because it's the same game as it has Boop in it, but it's got a bit of expansion. I prefer it, to be honest. I think I prefer it without the expansion. I prefer about the Ghost Cat, but you haven't really played with the Ghost Cat.
I haven't had the opportunity to do that much, so I thought best to take that version. We can play it normally if we want to, but we also have the option of the different version of play if we take this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Halloween, but
It's not.
We don't care.
Is in a big box. Get some instructions, which you don't need.
Yeah, I mean, you only really need the cats and the map, right?
It's a lot of space in here, and the map is well known for being squishy.
So squishy that you can put it into a fabric bag. And there's all fabric bags. So here is our Boop flamer. Unfurls.
Yep.
Wondrous. Our cats are in here, and we've taken just 2 players worth of the Azul Mini in the little baggie. All of the little tokens are in there. And you've got the player boards here. So there, and I think this is going to come on the plane with us, this little bag. Maybe with another sort of card game or so, but I mean, obviously we can't take all of these on the plane.
No,
so some of these will go in our main luggage, but yeah, all of these things will go together. And we are excited to play these on the plane.
Yeah. Something we are not going to play on the plane, because we're not brave enough, is Sky Team. Really
I
clever.
mean, I am very tempted. Very, very tempted. I mean, I might persuade you otherwise at some point in the next couple of days.
Not brave enough at the moment to go on it. So we've got Sky Team.
hmm
But
Which
what
is
else?
quite a big box.
What else is in that massive
Oh,
box?
I mean, there's quite a few bits in here, I think. So we have all our landing procedures and things. We have taken enough to play the entire campaign of My City Roll and Build. So we've taken a sheet each of every chapter 1 through 12, which technically means we could play through the campaign twice because a sheet each. But yeah, I think it would be nice to go all the way through. We've played this game loads of times, but we haven't actually played 1 to 12 consecutively. So
nice
we
to do
thought that would be nice, and yeah, so easy to take away on sort of picnics to the beach, stuff like that. We often do have sort of like a few chapters that are our favourites that may be laminated and then with dry wipe. But with this time, because we wanted to play all through the whole campaign, we have just taken the sheets out to save on the old plastic for having them all laminated. So we haven't done that. Also, Trails is in here, a lovely little game, very naturey. So we have the dice and My City Roll and Build, all of that plain goodness, and all of the Trails goodness as well. And these are the cards for Trails too.
Yep.
So they all three games managed to fit rather nicely in the one box. So that condenses quite a bit.
So our last bit of consolidation is in here. So this obviously looks a lot like King Domino Duel. And King Domino Duel is in here. But that's
It
not
is.
the only thing in here. We have, I think there's about 20 realms for rolling realms. Now, if you're playing 2-player, you only need one set of cards each. So that is enough for us to play 20 realms in rolling realms. We don't need to take the box. We're not even taking the dice because the dice are large and we have dices in other games.
We do.
Die in other games. Also in here, we have the fun that is Boomerang, which is
I love
a
Boomerang.
roll and write we really enjoy. And we have, as Liv was suggesting earlier, alongside the dice that we need for King Domino Duel, we have these. So these are the boards for Boomerang USA, which are laminated. So we can
dry wipe and play and play and play.
Play as many times as you want. So King Domino Duel. We have Boomerang USA. We have 20. It might be more than 20. There's a lot of rolling realms in here. And obviously the dice beneath the King Domino Duel, all are in this box, which fits a lot better in them when I don't do it like that. So that's going to go in.
We will repack these boxes. Yes. Next up are sea salt and paper. I mean, we can't go anywhere without this, especially if we're going anywhere near the seaside, which we will be. This also has the extra salt expansion in it, but it doesn't fit a lot else in here. And I think that this is a good handbag plain game.
Yes.
So I think this will go into probably my hand luggage. Along with, as we mentioned, Azul, Zoop, Boop, not Zoop, but
Not
Boop.
Zoop.
So that will, this is nice and compact anyway, so we haven't condensed that down at the moment.
Other playing games we are going to be playing is in here. Now, I've treated myself to some new games for the journey. I've got some new button shy games, and you may well know that I print button shy games because it works a little bit cheaper if you buy the files and you're printing. And as we've just had a wedding, we've been doing a lot of stationary printing. So I've heard fantastic things about the Scott Elms solo games. In particular, I've heard a lot about The Last Lighthouse, which I've got the expansions for, so both expansions for that, and The Royal Limited, which is another Scott Elms game, and I've got both expansions for that. Now, I would suggest, if you are printing your own versions of button shy games, or generally any print and plays that have expansions, get them all printed at the same time.
Yeah, otherwise I think you can very easily have a bit of a color variance, and then you kind of have got to gauge on which card is might be what.
Hmm.
Because if one is a slightly different tone to the other cards,
Gives it
then
all away.
yeah.
Not so
So
good.
if you print them at the same time, the likelihood is the tone quality will be the same.
And the other game I'm taking for Button Shy was two more I'm going to take is Tides,
Hmm.
which we really enjoy. It's one of our favourite ones. So these are all fit in this little wallety thing I have here, which is
Yeah.
actually it's like a DIY kit.
Yeah,
that
I mean, it looks like the kind of thing you'd get like a nail manicure.
yeah, it was like I think it's like a Father's Day present, and it was like 99p. So I took all the stuff out because those screwdrivers are going to be terrible. They're not going to hold up to any sort of intensive use. But I thought this for 99p was perfect for my purpose. The other button shy game we're taking is Tussie Mussy, which we know lots. We've played it an awful lot amount of time. And what's good about this one compared to some of the other button shies, it doesn't take up much table space whatsoever, which means you can play it on a plane. I love Sprawlopolis, for example, but it actually is quite a table sprawl, which means you can't really play it in many places. You can take it with you.
Small, yeah.
It starts off small but gets bigger, which meant that Tussie Mussy was my button shy game of choice.
And the other thing with Tussie
going
Mussy
on the
is
taken
we
part.
have done a special version for our wedding as part of our favours and things. So it's now got that little bit of a sentimental thing. So it kind of needed. It was one of the ones that absolutely had to come
We
on
were
the honeymoon
clearly going to
because
take it, as we've got a special wedding
Yeah.
night, which you would have seen on our wedding video. Yeah, we're also going to take it on the honeymoon.
yeah,
Another one we are so similar to Tussie Mussy is actually Hanamakoji. Has a similar kind of I cut you choose mechanism in it. And we played Hanamakoji loads and loads and loads and loads. But we got Geisha's Road at the same time as Hanamakoji.
we haven't
And we
played that
haven't
as
played it
much. No. So I thought, yeah, out of the two, it'd be nice to, really get familiar with that version rather than Hanamakoji. And you can play Hanamakoji on BGA if we wanted to. So we have that option to sort of switch out. But yeah, it'd be nice to really get into depth. We have played it, just not a lot.
No.
Yeah.
And because I got the Kickstarter version, it came with everything you can get for this, which means that there is a Geisha's Road expansion, and I think it's a kind of like a campaign which follows the
Oh,
life of a geisha. So yeah, Geisha's Road mini campaign. So I thought,
nice.
well, that'd be quite fun.
Yeah.
Because it gives us motivation to play again. And look what I've got in here. It's another button shy game that I had totally forgotten about. Death Valley is
Yeah.
one we also
I was
like.
thinking, that's the other one you were taking earlier. But
No, completely forgotten that was in there.
And it didn't quite squeeze into the 99p wallet,
It
so it's gone in with Geisha's Road
Still
instead.
tempted to go get another 99p folder to take some more.
Yeah,
So
they're quite convenient to get a few of those all in together.
nearly there now.
Yes. Then at the moment, I don't think we've actually condensed any of these
all
games,
of these
have we?
are.
So we have from the adventure game series from Cosmos, it's a Gloom City file. And if you know the channel, you know that Julian loves that sort of LA noir kind of cops around Hollywood situation.
I do like a bit of sleuthing.
You do like some sleuthing and a sleuthing hat, but you can't take one of those on honeymoon.
No, I have a holiday hat instead.
No, it'd be more sort of Columbo vibe, wasn't it?
Last year when we went away, we played a Back to the Future escape room.
We did, yeah.
And
It was a fun evening.
Yeah,
A few cocktails, sort of sat in a nice bar area looking out and sunset and things. And yeah, nice.
We played the whole thing, I think, in either one night or maybe 2 nights.
2 nights.
So I thought, well, maybe we could do something similar with this. So yeah, it's a these games are quite, like we were saying earlier about expansive games, these are quite small in the box, but there's a lot packed into these. They do take their cues from the exit games. We can reuse them, but they're more narrative driven.
Yeah, they're definitely more that point and clicky style about them.
Yeah.
And sort of trying to investigate, trying to interact with people, find out information, and then decide where to then go to and sort of solve a puzzle in that way. So so that would be fun because we haven't played that one yet.
We have a duo of teeny tiny games.
Yeah, the ultra tiny epics. So you get to fit a bit of game in just a tiny box.
It's exactly the same games. So this is Galaxies and this is Kingdoms. Galaxies is fantastic. Kingdoms is okay. So
yeah, I like Quest as well, and Dinosaurs, I think. But these are the ones that we
These are
have,
the
that
only ones
ultra
they do for
tiny
the really, really
that
small.
we have.
These
Yeah.
are the size of a normal pack of playing cards. So they're really small. And other than that, they're all of the main game. So I think that's incredibly impressive. So yeah, they don't take up much space. Let's take those.
Sale's one of my new sort of favorites. I mean, just this art and this color, oh, gorgeous. This is a two-player game, so you are sort of moving that boat about, trying to get to the end path, and loads of different conditions. We've only played it a couple of times because I picked it up at Aircon, so quite recently. Yeah, and it's quite a neat, neat, tidy, small size. You've got all of the little tokens in here. I mean, we probably
Could get another button
probably
shot in
could fit one of these in there, or at least at least a button shy.
Grabbing numbskulls, having with us now.
Yeah, Numbsters is in one of these
Yeah.
boxes actually. Might be in
Might be
Radlands.
Madlands. They have got another.
But yeah, excited for more of this.
No, so in Radlands we have Noir of Endines, level 99 game, which came in a pack of cards. And yeah, that we got this given to us by level 99 because they've seen how much we enjoyed Imperial. It's set in the same universe. And yeah, I think that's something we haven't explored yet. It's small and a bit in here. So this main game is Radlands.
Yeah.
And you bought Radlands specifically to get Quills and Holiday.
Yeah, I've heard so much about it. I mean, it's been out a couple of years now, I think. I nearly bought the sort of deluxe version. I was holding out for the deluxe version, basically. And I nearly bought it back. Not Essen, just gone the one before then. But then it got to the end of the last day and I was in the wrong hall at the wrong time, at the wrong place, with the wrong type of money. And I never picked it up. And then I was sort of, waiting for the deluxe version. But now I just think, actually, this is compact, it's neat, it's tidy. We like that sort of two-player dueling cards game, as you can tell from some of the stuff that we're taking. So yeah, a nice one. That, and you really love that kind of like
I do like the cyberpunk
aesthetic, that
aesthetic.
cyber look. So yeah, I thought it would be a nice one. And again, it's quite neat and compact, so easily to sort of put in a day bag and take out and about whilst exploring, and stop for a bit of lunch and a card duel.
Yeah, no, it's very take thatty, isn't it? It's very aggressive game.
Yeah.
Ideal for honeymoons. So we have two more. Why have we gone for Jaipur?
There's a lot of Indian sort of influence where we're going, so I thought that'd be interesting. I've heard so many people talk about what a great game this is at two players. I don't actually know, is it two-player only?
It is two-player,
yeah. But yeah, we've had it in our collection for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
But we haven't actually managed to play it yet. So I've thought, what better opportunity, really? I mean, we did consider kind of trying to pack it down a bit. It's got some round disc tokens and then basically a pack of cards. So I think that it would condense if we wanted it to into something different, so long as you don't need these tray things. But at the moment we haven't. We'll see how it goes when we try to put these things into a bag. But I mean, I think that we have done pretty well based on where we started. The space is looking good.
It's looking good. So our last one is Carta Ventura Hollywood, which I recently picked up as a kind of birthday treat. I've mentioned this quite a few times in various videos. These are kind of narrative, almost imagine a choose your own adventure style book, told with cards. So there's multiple different endings. I think it'd be interesting there's 5 different endings in this Hollywood one. And here I've got a bonus one I got from our friends at Hachette, who gave us another one, which is set somewhere else. Can't remember where it's set. But yeah, so I've got 2 adventures in here. And what would be nice is if I played it and then went through the experience, and then you played it and then we compared notes.
That could be fun.
So yeah, it's 60 minutes. When you're on the beach, you like to do some reading. Who doesn't like to read a book on holiday? I'm going to read a book in a card game form. So that was our last one.
Excellent. Yeah, so this is all that we are taking in, all boxed up, and hopefully we will manage to jam all of this into into our bags.
It reduced down quite a lot.
Quite substantially, I think. I mean, I won't shut that properly. And then obviously we have the little Azul bag with that coming in the hand like a shit. Doesn't even count really, does it? So yeah, we've condensed to this.
So if you're factoring in the digital games you've got, that's a lot of games you're actually taking with us.
And we'll probably play 3, 4. No, we will play more than but maybe
I can't imagine we're not going to play them all, but it's nice to have the options. Exactly. Also, we've already arranged to meet up with a board game couple who live where we're going. They actually got a shop there, so we're going to meet up with them, and they have a game shop.
Whoops!
Let's not pretend we're not going to be buying some games there. Clearly, we will.
Well, yeah. Let's see how well that goes, right?
But what would you take with you if you were going on travels, if you were going on holiday, or what would you just play on a plane? Do let us know in the comments down below.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. And of course, as always, if you're looking to buy new board games like all of these honeymoon ones here, you can go to your friendly local game store. For us here in the southeast of England, it is Chaos Cards. And if you are shopping online, then you can save a few pennies at the checkout and use our discount code that's in the description.
But I guess for now, it's bon voyage.
Bye.